What if I told you one of the fastest growing towns in North Carolina still feels like a place where neighbors wave, downtown actually feels something, and you can still pick the exact lifestyle you want without the price tag of Raleigh? That's Fuquay-Varina. My family and I moved to Raleigh 8 years ago, sight unseen, from Southern California, and we learned every lesson the hard way, so you don't have to. Today I'm walking you through the real pros and cons of living in Fuquay-Varina, including some things people never talk about. Stick around to the end because the biggest surprise about living here could change how you plan your move. Also, click the description box. This will really help to get your free buyer and seller's relocation guide to help make your move frictionless. And do me a favor, make sure to hit the subscribe button so you never miss a Raleigh area deep dive. So Fuquay-Varina is unique because it gives you something very rare, two downtowns with completely different personalities. You've got the Fuquay side, the original side, or for my Cali folks, the OG side, with the mineral springs, the longtime bakeries and coffee shops like the Mill, and cozy shops that make you feel like you stepped into a Hallmark movie. Then you've got the Varina side, a little grittier, more industrial, with old rail line character and a brewery scene that never seems to slow down, like the Aviator Tap House, which is absolutely awesome. And also, you can get some great Mediterranean food over there from Nils. Most people don't realize until they live here how nice it is to have two walkable local cores. It doubles your weekend options without doubling the congestion. The flip side, if you're used to one large bustling downtown with high-rise density, you actually will not find it here. This is community scale living, intentional, local, and personal. What really sells people though is how the town balances small town charm with fast-growing amenities. Tons of new neighborhoods pop up every year, but it doesn't feel like endless sprawl the way other booming southern towns can. Streets still curve through the trees, sidewalks are still connecting in smart ways, you have greenways that keep expanding, parks are being built with input from the actual community, wouldn't you think? So even though Fuquay-Varina has exploded in popularity, especially with a lot of our clients who've been relocating from the Northeast and the West Coast, it doesn't feel overrun. The con, and of course there is one, growth does mean construction. You're gonna see orange cones, detours, and dirt piles, especially along 401, Hilltop Needmore, and sections expanding all the way towards Holly Springs. Until the I-540 is completely done, there's definitely gonna be a bit of a drive from home to a highway. If you can tolerate temporary chaos for long-term convenience, you'll definitely be fine. But if you're expecting perfection, you'll need patience or pick a different city. Now let's talk about the commutes, because this is a make it or break it for a lot of people thinking about moving to Fuquay-Varina. On paper, the distance really doesn't look bad, but in real life, timing is everything here. If you're heading towards downtown Raleigh, Garner, or South Raleigh employment hubs, the drive is very manageable. But if you're aiming for the RTP or North Raleigh during peak hours, you'll definitely want a strategy. The good news, road expansion has helped more than people realize, but it's still totally not expanded, and you definitely will need a plan for the next year or two. Traffic here is definitely predictable and not chaotic. And if you work from home, which nearly 1 in 4 Triangle residents do now, Fuquay-Varina becomes even more appealing. You get tons of space, quiet, and a neighborhood feel you really won't get in the city limits. The downside, if your schedule forces you onto the road at the exact peak of peak times, you're definitely going to hit those familiar bottlenecks around the 55 split or the busy school zones. The trick here is definitely learning the rhythm of the town. And once you do, the stress, drops fast. Speaking of homes, this is where Fuquay-Varina truly shines. It's one of the best places in all of southern Wake County to stretch your budget without giving up amenities. You'll find communities with nature preserves woven in, neighborhoods where most homes have a front porch, and areas where you can still get a yard big enough for a garden, a trampoline, or both, which our Lorena definitely likes. Whether you love new construction, 90s traditionals, or renovated brick ranches, Fuquay-Varina has a variety other towns envy. The median home price in Fuquay-Varina is about $475,000 as of November 2025, which is very reasonable for most of the country right now, and is why it makes it popular. But with popularity comes competition. The closer you get to downtown Fuquay or Varina, the more competitive pricing becomes. On the outer edges, especially near Johnson Pond, Rawls Church Road, and the pockets heading towards Anger, you'll often find hidden value there. The con? Don't assume every new construction deal is automatically a bargain. You have lot premiums, HOA structures, builder incentives, and phase release strategies matter more and more in 2026 than ever, and you definitely need some boots on the ground like Brandy and I to navigate you to where the good deals are and what you should possibly avoid. The Raleigh housing market is shifting, and you definitely need someone who negotiates both resale and new build incentives daily. Families love that Fuquay-Varina offers a mix of school options, traditional calendar, year-round, magnet choices nearby, and, of course, some charter schools within short drives. Schools like Fuquay-Varina High have strong reputation, and the town feels definitely invested in the kids, which is very important. You'll see packed bleachers on Friday nights, which I love, sports fields full on the weekends, and PTA run events that bring entire neighborhoods out. The con, as in most fast-growing towns, school assignments and boundary adjustments can evolve as populations shift. If stability matters to you long-term, or if you want a specific program, you definitely need to plan your location thoughtfully rather than just guessing based on a map from 2 years ago. Also, check out sites like niche.com to find ratings in schools and areas. One of the biggest lifestyle pros of Fuquay-Varina is the way the town makes things to do easy. You have breweries, food trucks, rodeos, outdoor concerts, seasonal events, and a surprisingly strong local restaurant scene, which gives the town more personality than newcomers expect. Aviator, which I was talking about on the Varina side, has practically become its own landmark. And the downtown rotation of markets, makers, and small business events gives you something new every month. But if you're used to nightlife that runs you until 2 a.m. like LA or New York, or if you need a dozen late night dining options every night of the week, Fuquay will definitely feel slower. It's a town that embraces early evenings, family outings, and community experiences. And for most people, that's definitely exactly the appeal. Nature lovers will find an unexpected advantage here. Hilltop Needmore Town Park and Preserve, Carol Howard Johnson Environmental Park, and the new Greenway connections threading south toward Anger and north towards Apex, which has this area quietly has some of the most enjoyable outdoor spaces in Southern Wake. It's the kind of town where a morning trail walk becomes part of your routine instead of a weekend chore. But let's be real, summers are humid, afternoon storms roll in quickly and pour hard real quick. And pollen season is definitely a rite of passage you do not get to skip. The payoff is 9 months of ideal weather for walking, grilling, sports, and exploring. Now let's talk a little bit about cost of living, because for many relocation families, this is definitely a deciding factor. Fuquay-Varina sits in a sweet spot, close enough to Raleigh that you benefit from the triangle economy, but far enough out that you get more space for your money. Housing is definitely more affordable than Apex or Cary, with a median home price $100,000 to $150,000 less in Fuquay-Varina. And everyday expenses tend to line up with typical suburban budgets. People often tell us that after moving from larger metros like Southern California, New Jersey, or the DC suburbs, they finally feel like they can actually breathe financially. The con? As the town grows, some neighborhoods that were affordable gems 5 or 6 years ago now sit at price points similar to parts of Holly Springs or Apex. You definitely need a smart strategy to avoid overpaying simply because a neighborhood has buzz, and Brandy and I can definitely assist you with all that. One of the most underrated pros of Fuquay-Varina is the small business ecosystem. Owners actually know customers by name. Servers remember your order. Boutique owners greet you like neighbors. This is definitely the heartbeat of the town, and it's something you definitely can't fake. But because many businesses are independently owned, hours may be shorter than what you're used to. And Mondays can definitely be quiet because most of them are shut down. Think charming, not 24/7. For people who work from home, this town is a dream. Spare rooms turn into offices, porches become meeting spaces, and walking loops become mental resets, which I love. But if you're someone who needs co-working spaces or a constant buzz of people, you may want to choose areas closer to downtown or some of the newer mixed-use developments that allow a bit more sociability. Now let's talk lifestyle. Fuquay-Varina is definitely a town where kids ride bikes after school, neighbors gather on porches, and Saturday mornings mean farmers market or, which I love, sports fields. It's peaceful, connected, and definitely friendly without being sleepy. Some weeks you'll pack your calendar with events like we just did this last weekend. Other weeks you'll feel like you live in a little quiet retreat. That flexibility is one of the town's biggest pros. One of the cons is that the community doesn't automatically pull you in. You definitely have to join in. You gotta say yes to those neighbors when they say you want a cookout or a school event or meet up at the brewery. Then the town becomes home when you plug into its rhythm. Now, healthcare access is definitely solid with primary care, urgent care, dental, and specialty clinics right nearby. You also have bigger hospitals in Raleigh and Cary that are close enough just to reach quickly between 20 to 35 minutes away. But like any fast-growing area, this appointment availability can get tight at peak times, so planning ahead definitely helps. Finally, let's take a look at the real estate through a 2026 lens. Fuquay-Varina is one of the few places where you can still find new construction under the price points you'll see in Apex, Cary, and parts of Holly Springs. Builders are still offering buy-downs, incentives, and inventory opportunities. A couple of the great communities that we visited is Serenity with some amazing amenities like a Serenity Garden, a gym, huge swimming pool next to the barnyard, which is super cool all by itself, a dog park, an adventure playground, and so much more. And if you're looking on the 55 plus side of things in the Serenity community, they have a 55 plus community called Altus, which of course includes all of these amenities and more. These are two must-sees, but there are quite a few others to show you when you come out and visit. Resale homes also have a lot of character, bigger lots, and established streets that many people prefer. But the 2026 market rewards strategy. You need to evaluate total monthly cost, not just price. You need to understand which builders are still offering incentives and which aren't. You definitely need to know which neighborhoods are trending upward and which are definitely plateauing. And you need to know where infrastructure plans are heading, because that will definitely shape long-term value. Fuquay-Varina is one of those places that surprise a lot of people. It's bigger than they expected, but not overwhelming. It's charming without being outdated. It's definitely growing fast, but it's not losing its identity. And if you're relocating, it gives you something few towns in the Triangle can match. Options. Lifestyle options, housing options, community options, financial options, and of course, it's not perfect, but that's exactly why it works. It leaves room for you to create your own version of your own home. And like I said, we moved here 8 years ago from Southern California, sight unseen, and we found out quickly what works, what doesn't, and how to navigate a move without the stress. If Fuquay-Varina feels like it could be the right fit for you, I'd love to guide you through that process. give us a call, send us a text, or shoot us an email at the number below. Also, do me a favor and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our Triangle neighborhood tours, relocation tips, and 2026 market strategies. Also, don't forget to get our free relocation buyer and seller guides that are in the link in the description box. And if you haven't made a decision yet and you're still looking, no pressure. Do yourself a favor and watch our videos also on our sister channel, Life in Raleigh, with hundreds of videos from food, schools, entertainment, homes, and so much more. And I'd love to hear from you. Do me a favor and tell me what's the one pro or con that mattered most to you today. Also, what's the one question still on your mind about Fuquay-Varina? Drop it in the comments. I answer everyone personally. So thanks for watching, and until next time, we'll catch you on the next one.